Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Gendera. I'm Garowyn. Sorry it's been such a long time since I've done much of an update other than a chick update this morning. I think that was this morning. Yeah, it was. We haven't been having a very good couple of weeks on the homestead, or farm, hobby farm, here. Had a couple of really rough weeks. Yeah, some good things have happened though. You can see the turmeric that I planted in here and the comfrey is starting to come up nicely. I pretty much have done nothing with this other than stick it in there and walk away. So that's a good thing that's happened. I have a chicken that I'm trying to break the broodiness of. Yeah, let's move along. The moringa is growing slowly. It's not doing very well. I had one that was doing a lot better up next to the pool, but I have a goat in that yard at the moment. I had her on a chain and she got off the chain. She broke the D-shackle, or the D-shackle came apart. This mulberry's doing really well. It's still a male, but it's doing well. It's not producing any fruit, but it's producing lots of leaves. I've got some cassava growing over there. We've got all in there. Got a lot of mulch spread out. I've got 3 more loads of mulch at the back there that need to be spread out. Time. I got a quote for removing the homemade septic system, I think it was, which currently is just a mosquito larvae growing pit because there's a blue barrel in the ground that's got a hole in the top that just holds water, which is rather irritating. And it just breeds mosquitoes. So I got a quote for about between $600 to $800 to get an excavator in here and dig out the septic system and potentially put a small pond in its place. So I don't know when that'll happen. Probably not for a long time. But yeah, that's kind of interesting, but not super interesting. What else has been happening? I lost about at least 20 chickens. I know a fox got in and got to the guinea fowl because I found a pile of feathers. I'm not quite sure what happened to the chickens. I don't know why they died. It could have been the heat. We've been having a fair bit of heat here in southeast Queensland, well, in Queensland in general, the last few weeks. Although I've been keeping their water up and they've had shelter, so I don't know whether it was the stress of the fox getting into the electric fence or what it was. For some reason the electric fence wasn't working and the fence had come apart, so there was a spot for the fox to get in. So really sad about that. Lost a lot of chicks. I'm not really sure why. The saddest news though is... Sorry, there was a bug on my hand. Probably shouldn't have used the phone to get rid of it. Was the 2 lovely horses that I was looking after next door are no longer here. 36, the brown horse, he got his hoof caught in the wire on the bottom of the fence and caused himself a serious injury that he's now up at the Gatton University to determine whether or not he'll actually ever be able to walk on it again. Which is very disappointing for everybody, especially the owners. My boys are really upset. At least Matthew is. I don't think Jonathan really understands. But we're really upset to see that 36 is going to have to be put down. And poor Jack was really upset all yesterday after 36 got picked up. But he's been picked up now and he's been taken to another property that he'll have some company, so that's really good. We got some rather flighty chickens here at the moment. My 2 little ducklings, they died. I'm not quite sure why. No, I really have no idea why. I cleaned out the nest and got rid of the rotten eggs. There were only 2, which is really odd. Normally when they lay eggs, they lay a clutch of about 20, so I don't know what happened there. But the 2 ducks I found one afternoon under the mum dead, so I don't know why. So I'm going to try something different. I don't think that particular duck is a very good mum. So if I'm going to hatch any more eggs, I'll pop the duck eggs into the incubator. See, on top of that, I've had a really bad gastro bug and then migraines for a week. It's just been a really rough fortnight. And we've decided we're going to have to downsize the animals because while I was sick, I wasn't able to take care of them, and Matthew's too little to be able to do all of it. And my husband works full time, so he can't do that much either. So it's been a bit disappointing. So I'm not really sure. We're looking at selling the sheep and downsizing down to just having the 4 goats so that I can have 2 goats in milk at a time. I could probably do it with 3 actually. And I don't need to have a buck because bucks are fairly easy to find, and you only need them once every 2 years or so because the goat will stay in milk she can stay in milk for at least 2 years. For some breeds, some of them less. But my girls are Sarnans, so I've got to decide which goats I'm going to keep, which goats I'm not going to keep. I'm going to decrease my chicken flock because it's just too big for me to be able to handle on my own, especially with my health not being the greatest. And I've got to make sure that I've got systems in place for when I'm not well. So yeah, very, very disappointing at the moment. We had chicken coops flying everywhere in the wind that we had the last couple of days, so I've still got some stuff that I need to fix up. I've got a coop down there that's on its side. The chickens that were in it I've put into the electric fence. They've all gone into the electric fence now, except for these girls up here and the girls next to the pool. So you got one chicken coop down there next to the fence. I've got to figure out what's going on down there because somehow Spot, the cow, has gotten into a paddock that she should not have gotten into because it's supposed to be resting. So I'm going to have to sort that out. I might move them up here. There's a bit of grass up here for the cows to munch on. I might do that actually. It's a pretty decent thistles. So the cows are pretty easy to look after. They're not taking a lot of work and a lot of effort, and there's only the 4 of them, and they're nice and simple. And I need to just cut back so we can set up some more systems in place and sort things out a little bit better. Get some easier systems that maybe Matthew can do if I'm not well. The poor cow hasn't been being milked consistently. No milk supplies reflected in that. For some reason these girls are knocking over their nesting box and now they're just laying their eggs on the ground, which is a problem because they end up grubby and then they don't last as long. But it's all good. So yeah, it's just been a hard week. I'm starting to recover now. I'm still not back to normal. I'm still very tired. Struggling with the migraines a little bit still. But it's life. And unfortunately the animals did not all get fed. They did not all get milked. Gavin, Matthew and Jonathan were wandering around the paddocks doing the chickens most days. Oh no, they did do them every day. And the days that I wasn't able to do the horse, they did the horses for me. And checked everybody's water, but they weren't able to milk the cows and the cow and the goats. For one, they don't know how to milk them, and it is a skill. It's not an easy thing to do. You've got to get your hand action working right and getting the right pressure, and it's a bit tricky. But yeah, I need to get everything sorted and simplified a bit more. But that's the sad story for the day. The sheep are doing really well. Mama hasn't had her lambs yet. At least she hadn't last time I looked. I've had somebody offer to let me adjust the lambs at their place until I'm better. They've got 82.5 acres. I'm just not sure what to do on that one. Yeah, it's a bit of a what do you do? What do you do? So anyway, there's the update. Gotta show you the elderberry. As you can see, everything's shockingly overgrown at the moment. Probably really need to bring the goats in here or something. At least bring the ride on. But the elderberry, check it out. It's some lovely berries forming up there. And still got more flowers happening. I'm really pleased with this. This has only been in the ground for, I don't think it's even been 12 months. So it's doing really well. I'm actually thinking it has thrown out some suckers, which I'm thinking I'm going to actually dig them up and put them somewhere else where I want them. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Although I did read somewhere that elderberry is not good for goats, so I might have to be careful where I put it. But it is a beautiful plant. And they've got lots of berries. Lots of berries forming. Very, very pleased, and still got lots more flowers. The bees are loving it. They just think it's fantastic. Be really pleased with how well this is going. Yeah, and my canna lilies, my edible canna lilies, they're doing well, starting to flower. Sorry, that was the cassava. Oh, the taro, sorry. So they're doing really, really well. The ducks have been laying eggs again, which is good, although they've stopped the last couple of days. Although I have seen a crow around, so I'm not sure that the crow hasn't been nicking off with the eggs, which I really hope it's not, but it might be. But yes. Anyway, there's the update for today. Things will sort out, they'll settle down. Oh, the turmeric that I didn't get to pick last year. It's doing really well. It's doing much better than the ones that just got planted. So, and I've got some, comfrey planted over there next to the tree spinach, which I chopped that branch off, and I've put a couple of cuttings in the aquaponics. I will be putting it in the ground at some point, but the aquaponics was the easiest place to put it. I've got some aloe vera down there, but it doesn't seem to be doing very well. So I'm hoping it doesn't die. It doesn't look happy at all. It's probably not getting enough water, although aloe vera doesn't need a lot of water. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Had a lot of fish die. Not quite sure why, but I haven't been checking the water quality either. So there's a lot of things that just haven't been getting done. They just haven't gotten done because I've been unwell. Or they've been half done, and it's kind of like just treading water until I'm back on my feet again. But I better get back to my chores, get the chickens fed, collect the eggs. I've had a couple of kids jump back in with their mums. I'm not super excited about the buckling jumping back in with its mum, because he keeps trying to make dough, the little doeling, who's way too young. So I need to catch the buckling again and get him out of that paddock and get him back in with the bucks. Or sell him. I have a buckling if anyone wants him. He's a bit bouncy, but oh good, Spot's come out of that paddock. But I need to go over there and find out what's going on. Looks like one of those shelters might be causing a problem over there with the fence. I'll have to check that out. Find out what the problem is. But I'm not going to find that out by mucking around here with my phone. Oh, the sheep got in here while I had them in here, and they ate all the... they ate everything. They decimated my flower patch. Although there's some coming back nicely now. Yes, my attempt at protecting it failed. It looks like I've got a heap of plantain coming up. I did plant a permaculture mix, so I can't remember what was in it, but there's some kale popped back up, and looks like maybe some silver beets come back up. So, yeah, but lots of plantain. I didn't even realise I had plantain in there. Yeah, plantain's really good for the animals. So this is, I need to do something with the thistles. The thistles are a real problem. And the goats don't seem to be eating it. Goats are supposed to really love thistles, but not mine. My goats don't seem to like the thistles. I don't know why. But, you get that. Anyway, have a great day, and hopefully I'll have some nice fun updates soon. I'm having some challenges with Ginger as well. She's not giving as much milk as I'd like, so I'm not I think it might be that she's run out of grass in the paddock she's in, so I need to move her. I've got an overgrown driveway at the moment, so I'll probably let her in there. I'll let the cows in there over the weekend and they can clean up the driveway for me. It's better than mowing it, and it's better for the cows too. But yeah, anyway, I'm running out of sunlight. As you can probably tell, the sun is rapidly setting. It's over there somewhere. You probably can't see that all that well. But I'm rapidly losing sunlight and I need to get the chores done. Yes, anyway, have a great day. Any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them below. Or if you're looking for a buckling or a goat, I've got a couple of Saanen goats there that are going to be up for sale. So yes, anyway, have a great day. Any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them below. Have a great one. Bless you.